Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enigmatica 6 Expert. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We have 8 buckets of Brian, the fluid, and not the person. Brian has a solid form, a liquid form, and just in case you didn't know, there's also a gas. And why is that gas important? Well, it's gonna give us salt. And obviously everything in mechanism starts with a rotary condensator. It could take a while. And we also need a crystallizer, which is also going to take a very long time. Cause crafting never ends. Instead of carrying buckets, I should have just brought a tank. So Brian the gas, not the fluid or the person, inside a chemical crystallizer is going to give us salt. And I'm really hoping that the salt is going to give us raw bits. Why do I have 145 experience? I don't know what I did. I was just claiming rewards. Where is raw bit? Yes. Oh. Quest completed. Expert mode. We are done. We can go to the next pack. So obviously we are going to use that stupid robot in order to make a digital miner. And don't get me wrong, I think the most expensive part of the recipe was actually Robit himself. I literally just mentioned that the Robit is going to be the most difficult part of the plan, but unfortunately this is Enigmatica Expert, therefore there's always going to be a rabbit hole. Are you in? Some things are not very visible. Yeah, these are the items that we have, we're only missing 3 slots. So 2 of the slots is going to be the energy importer from integrated tunnels, which does not have a horrible recipe, but we need to do a few things. However, we also need a tablet from RF Tools base. It is a horrifying recipe because you have to go on and on and on and on, and I think I have like 40 recipes just for this guy. But the thing is, one thing that I missed is that we need a neural processor. And a neural processor requires a Wixie charm. The Wixie charm, how the hell did you get in here? Oh, and by the way, I did work a little bit around the base. So let us get back to the Wixie charm. So we have a few Wixie shards which we got from quest rewards in dungeons and so on and so forth, but this is something that we absolutely have to automate. Even if not today, very soon, because you need neural processor to make much better crafters, and well, we need those guys. Because I'm just adding crafters on top of crafters. Anyways, I did set up the pattern for the tablet, and the only thing that I have to do is to manage this. So Wixie guy goes in the center, 4 arcane gold nuggets, 1 glyph of crafts, 1 twisted sapling, a brewing stand, and hopefully 1 electrum coin, and we're done. Yeah, I think we're good. Thank you, thank you. So is the tablet the wireless terminal for RF tool storage? I'm not sure. Tablet goes there. We're missing 2 slots. I have set up the patterns in order to make the energy importer, and the only thing that we're missing is mineral glass. It does require a thermopneumatic processing plant, a pressure of between 4 and 5 bars, and a temperature of plus 1000 degrees. Over here I was thinking maybe we're going to have a pneumatic craft area, but the problem is even if I make this mineral glass, we don't have any other use for it. So I don't really understand this, but let us see if refined storage can handle it. I mean, on a positive note, if it works, then we can use it for other stuff. I don't know, I need like 4. Do you even work? Yes, yes. I have never done this with applied energistics. I'm surprised that refined storage managed to do that. But anyways, we have what we need. Therefore, we should be able to make 2 energy importers. It has to go through the pressure chamber. This is why it's taking some time. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was a lot of work. Since this slot has to be empty, I think we have to power you? Yes. Digital miner, if nothing has gone wrong. Oh, it went to the system. I was worried. Ladies and gentlemen, this is called perfection. So obviously on its own it's going to be incredibly garbage, so we're going to have some energy upgrades. That does require cobalt, and obviously some speed upgrades. Very good, very good. We are crafting everything. We do not have any means of transferring power wirelessly, so for the moment, we're going to go with nitro energy cells. I mean, we can transfer power wirelessly, but not across dimensions. Oh, one more thing which is great about Mechanism is that you don't have to shift click them one by one. You just do it once. One very important reason that I started making a digital miner is that we can use it in order to get Nebu ore. I think the radius was 32? You haven't been upgraded. No. So if I give you power, yes. Nebu, really fast. Now I don't have to pay for that stupid Amadron tablet ever again. Well, that, I don't know, took me like 2 minutes. And we have a lot. Digital miner is the best. It's just that unfortunately, as I have already mentioned, it doesn't really work great across dimensions. And since we have gotten into Mechanism, one more very important resource that I'm looking for is Cobalt. And this is the wrong Cobalt. Okay, apparently if you press F3 and G, you're going to get the ID, which is Forge Ores Cobalt. And I do actually need a decent number. There is also a Cobalt B, but it's a crazy rabbit hole and I'm really not gonna do that. And I have just realized we can do ore tripling. Ew. So I was out exploring, I was looking for something which I actually forgot what it was, but I found this. Your bedrock? That's interesting. And I get resistance. Am I supposed to fight the wither here? I think this is my first wizard tower. I'm so excited. There are some TNTs somewhere. Yes, empty soul gem. And that was a quest. Before making the mob imprisonment tool, I wanted to make the soul gem, but it's kind of expensive. Because you know, the wicked altar is actually a multi-block. Oh boy. What the hell? I shall investigate. Okay. They have rockets. Oh, this is why it was laggy. These are heads. Because you know, there was a huge lag spike. Oh yeah, heads are everywhere. Is that bone blocks? Quartz. So what's the catch? Nobody wants to kill you? I have finally remembered what it is that I'm looking for. I was looking for a desert because I'm looking for a bug. Well, technically not a bug. I wanted tarantula hawk. You need it in order to make air sigils, and I think I have killed everyone around my base and they haven't respawned. So I was looking for a new desert. Yes, that one. Mob imprisonment tool? We have him. And I also saw a weird desert temple with husks. You know, these temples are weird. They hit the TNT somewhere else? Yep. So it does activate whenever you open the chest. Yeah, I think we're good. Honestly speaking, nothing of interest so far. So I remembered there was a trick with them. If you feed them spider eyes, they will become your friend. And apparently they don't like spiders. So let me gather some spider eyes. We'll make a friend. Will you be my friend? Well, he's eating it. Yes. Oh, he hates everyone. I like you. Can we take him home? Yes. Well, he is following, but he doesn't have a choice. Okay, so I'm back at the base and I put the hawk inside. We are getting a decent amount of wings, but it's not fast enough and I need quite a bit more. But then I noticed the problem. That's not really good. You're not even linked. Yeah, that's not working great. Let me change it. So yeah, this seems to be much better. We're transferring the source to the depositor over here, which is depositing the source into these jars. And then this jar is providing that jar with source. This jar is providing the other jar with source. But that was not the main reason I was here. The main reason that I'm here is these jars. Look into my eyes. Mesmerizing. No, look into the jars. What do you see? My eyes. No, they're empty. The problem is that villagers are not spawning fast enough. I do have a slime egg and I want to try. Do you guys melt? Don't you worry. I have my Oreos. We should be fine. Yeah, you do burn. And that is what I wanted. Because you know, when the big one dies, we get source, it turns into the smaller ones, we get source, it turns into the tiny ones, we get more source. Okay, I just did whatever I told you and it's not really working. Do you know why? I think it's considered to be a hostile mob and it's not spawning because of the light. Or maybe the Y level, but there is a condition that we're not meeting. So I'm guessing you know what we should do. Oh, the wither died. Shame. That is all I wanted. The dragon egg. So we're going to have one more Oreo and if I add you, you should be fine. Yes. Perfection. Oh my goodness. Did you see that? Suddenly we got so much source. This is amazing. You may gaze into my beautiful eyes. Actually, it's very sad that nobody's giving me compliment these days. Is there a randomizer? Ooh. Well, I could not get it to talk, but it does write in chat every morning and it's random. It hasn't been 20 days, I just reconnected the redstone. Anyhow, let us move along. My solution with slimes was amazing, because look at the crazy amount of source that we're getting. Wow. If that is the case, once these are full, we can use it for other stuff as well. Anyways, we need to start regrouping and we need to start making some processes which in a normal mod pack would take, I don't know, 2-3 hours. Here, it could take a few episodes. Essentially, what I want to do is that I want to operate a few mob duplicators. Don't mind the recipe, it's not that bad. But in order to summon mobs, I'm going to need essence. I can convert experience and memory essence, I think, into essence. Yeah, it's possible, but those are going to be incredibly slow. We do not have extra utilities or any version of it, so we do not have access to cursed earth, but we do have access to mechanical dirt. This is essentially cursed earth, but it does operate with liquid meat. Normally getting liquid meat is something super easy, but in this mod pack, Mob Slaughter Factory has been disabled. Putting a cow inside the smelter is not a very good idea because I need so many fluids that I can't make like 20 smelters with 20 mobs inside. Laser drills are expensive, but there is another method using ground meat. We are getting a decent amount of meat from the camel and the kangaroo, and this is why I wanted to fix the farm, because we are going to use those meat. We have, okay, around 2000. It's not much, but I can add more mobs. Considering whatever I just mentioned, I have designated a room for our garbage automations, which is over here. I don't even know if you should call them automations or not, because, you know, it's just a few machines. So we just needed a connection from refined storage as well as power to this room. We're going to start with a pulverizer, with an export bus. And since both of the meats are acceptable, we're going to export kangaroo meat and raw camel inside the pulverizer. Very good, very good. We're getting ground meat. The ground meat goes inside a centrifugal separator and we will get liquid meat. As a byproduct of this process, which hasn't happened so far, there is a chance that we get bone meal. So I made an auxiliary cactus. Destroys excess non-primary item outputs. You know, it's like the nullifier, but with a cactus. I also gave one to the separator as well, and I'm hoping liquid meat is supposed to be primary. Yeah, but this is so slow. Well, I added one more centrifuge and I think this is a more acceptable rate. Cause you know, you have to provide liquid meat to the mechanical dirt so that it does spawn mobs. We're going to have a 9x9 farm, so we need a decent amount of liquid meat. But that takes care of the liquid meat. Now we need to take care of the mechanical dirt. Everything that you see here is not the worst thing in the world. Maybe wither bones, which is something that I can get later on, and probably some coagulated blood. But this is the thing which is going to take the longest time. Oh good, we can put it inside a phytogenic insulator. That is great. I just need some soul sand, obviously. Give me bones. Yes. Yeah, bones and blood are not going to be a problem. It's just that this is kind of ridiculous. I can't go with a 9x9. It's too expensive. Yeah, maybe we go with a 7x7? That's more manageable. Okay, we just have to wait for it to dry up, and I don't think rain is going to be that helpful. But it's okay, we're not in a hurry. Because while slowly I'm going to work on the mechanical dirt, we still need to make the mob crusher. I know, it's not a horrible recipe, but did you check this? Aha. Honestly, this is also not a horrible recipe, it's just that we need a few Osiris shards, and I need to make Hepatizen. This is why we have the digital miner for Cobalt and Nibu. I came over here to gather some of my fertile soil, and well, I'm staring death in the face. It's an Apotheosis mob and they one-shot kill you. You are well armored. Apparently Shayla was staring death in the face. Really? That's it? I think for the moment we have enough material in order to make 21 mechanical dirt. That is true. I already ordered one stack of machine frames, otherwise it wouldn't have been this fast. So it has been a while and I have been preparing some soil. Obviously I still have to wait for it to dry up, and these are the ones which are left, so it's not much. But in the meantime I went up ahead and made the structure for our mob farm. Ignore the smeltery, I have to move it later on. I just thought that maybe we should add something to this side of the base as well, cause this place looks very uncivilized. But you might notice most of the mechanical dirt is ready. We're missing 6, I think. Anyways, here is the mob crusher, and I have a feeling any wrench will do. Yes. These mechanical dirts are incredibly expensive and time consuming to make, so instead of a 9x9, we have a 7x7. Therefore, the range add-on is going to be 3, efficiency and speed. It's not going to be that great, but I think it should be sufficient. Oh, and by the way, we could have gone with a spawner from Apotheosis instead of the mechanical dirt in order to spawn the mobs, cause you know, this is free. But I think their spawning rate has been tweaked in this mod pack. Therefore, as long as you don't have a choice, they are great, but now that we have a choice, we're not gonna use them. I mean, for these kind of stuff. As I have already mentioned, the mechanical dirt is going to need power, so we have an energy cell, and it does need liquid meat, so here it is. I don't think you have to fill them one by one. If you just fill one of them, then it should spread. Yeah, you see, this one is not connected, but it's getting it. And over here as well. Oh, one final point, this is dark glass from Industrial Foregoing. I haven't crafted it, we got it from a quest report, but I'm assuming it's like dark glass from extra utilities, meaning that if I remove the torch, it's gonna be dark. Hello? Where did you get power? You don't really need power then. Okay, do not be worried, I brought the final pieces. Why don't you have power? You know why? You're not entangled. I'm assuming now we should be fine. Yes. Perfection. So yes, as I was saying, I did bring the final dirts. That should be 5. Yep. Only 5. We are getting mobs, that is perfect. Entangled blocks for me are a little bit finicky, meaning that I did ask it to eject to the top, but it's not doing that. So I'm hoping this works? Yes. Essence. We just need to take care of the loot. Let's get some logistical sorters first. We're getting so much garbage, I have no idea what to keep. But if we want to keep something, it's easy, because, you know, our ender chest is just over here. Sugar, sticks, bones, string, I guess. Gunpowder, definitely. So I am keeping these items, but bear in mind that I don't really need most of them. For example, I'm already getting ender pearls from our stoneling farm, and well, I'm getting quite a bit. But I did simulate a lot of scenarios in my brain, and in none of them I could void ender pearls. However, you should remember that the main point of doing all of this was not to get loot, was to get essence. Oh, this is not good. We need more power. I honestly had no idea, but do not be worried, we shall fix it. I am making a relatively big dynamic tank from Mechanism in order to hold essence, and I just wanted to put the valve here. Or actually, we just put one valve here, just in case we want to extend it. Cause you know, as long as you don't break the valves, the tank is valid. And I also think we just want one side to be glass, not all sides. We're good. And we're in the tank. It can hold 2 billion. So I am going to have one ender tank on top, which will output very slowly. Yeah, this is much faster. And even though I shouldn't have technically used an ender tank because, you know, the grinder is just over there, I could have just made a pipe. I was not thinking of this. This ender tank is different. That is just for inputting essence into the tank, and this is the one which is going to extract it. You know, so that we can maintain a proper buffer. Because here's the thing, you might think, how much essence do we need? Well, we actually need quite a bit. Do you see this basic memory chip? If I want to order 1 stack of them, I need 512 buckets of memory essence. And 1 stack of them is not that much, so the amount of essence that we need is going to be just crazy. Oh, and by the way, this was the cheap one. If we go with Elite, that's 2000 buckets. And you know, you need the Elite one in order to make the Elite control circuit, and I'm assuming we need more than 1 stack of them anyways. So it seems that I read this wrong. This is only 43,000 buckets. But before we wrap up the episode, I also want to start making the mob duplicator. It's not a very complicated recipe, we just need to find a few spawners. And I think we just go here because I'm also out of casings. Maybe there's going to be something left. Also, I'm finding all the casings but no spawners. Well, I am back at the base and we have all the spawners that we need. We just need 1 bucket of ether gas. Here's the thing, in order to make the mob duplicator, we're going to need 1 spawner from RF Tools. How do you craft it? Well, you're going to need 2 normal spawners. And again, we come to the issue with tags, it cannot be auto-crafted. And since it's going to consume 200 millibuckets, well, I'm going to make 5 of them, so that we don't waste the ether gas. It's incredibly slow. Oh, wait a minute, if I want 5, why did I make extra? Oh, yes, we're going to ignore this. I'm a genius at math. I think this is the final one. Yes. Oh, I thought the spawner itself is going to be a quest. Apparently not. At first I thought, considering that I have to make the spawner manually, it doesn't really make sense to automate this thing, but I might need more than 1. And I don't really want to place it every single time, so let us try to automate it. I noticed that the position of the plastic is the same with the dissolution chamber, so that filter does not have to be changed. But the rest have to be changed. If I have not messed up the filters, this should actually work. But we will never know, so let us give it a test. Okay, so far so good. That was the easy part. The plastic sheet is also the easy part because, you know, I didn't change the filter. Ooh, Supreme Machine Frame. Well, I'm going to add this one manually, then I will add it to the recipe as well. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have the ability to spawn any mob that we want, as long as it fits inside the mob imprisonment tool, obviously. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.